bienvenidos to Pica Poco Kitchen. Today we're making Cochinita Pibil. Vámonos! It is believed that the people from Yucatan were the first ever to try pork meat. Pigs were introduced to the Americas by the Europeans, creating this change of certain dishes. For example, Cochinita Pibil was traditionally made with turkey, with venison, or with pheasant. Pib is a Mayan word that makes reference to the holes in the ground that people would dig to use as ovens. They would light a fire in it with wood, then wrap their food with certain leaves, then put it back in and cover it or bury it. And it is a technique that is still to this day a tradition. Yucatan is located in the southeast of Mexico at the very end in the Yucatan Peninsula, which gives it this special location. It is not only far away from central states, it is also surrounded by the rainforest, which in its time, it gave them this certain isolation, which allowed them to develop very unique techniques and flavors. One of these flavors comes from the achiote paste. Achiote is a paste made with the annatto seed. The annatto is the fruit from a shrub with the same name that is mashed and mixed with other condiments to create this very smoky flavor. And it has a rich red color, which is one of the characteristics of Cochinita Pibil. In these days, you can buy the achiote paste in a block in the stores if you can find them, but you can also make it at home. And that is what we're doing today. So let's make some achiote paste. To make your achiote paste at home, you're gonna need a quarter of a cup of annatto seeds, 6 garlic cloves, salt and pepper, 2 cloves, 1 tablespoon of oregano, preferably Mexican oregano, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. If yours are grind, then use only half a tablespoon, half a teaspoon of cumin, and half a cup of sour orange juice. If you can find sour orange juice, you can use just natural orange juice with lime juice or even grapefruit juice. These are the annatto seeds. As you can see, they are like Simon Biles, small, pretty, and tough. And I learned that the hard way. Yeah, and all that for absolutely nothing. Not until I added my juice, something started to happen. Annatto seeds are so rich in pigment that they were used as textile dyes, and they are used as natural color dyes for some foods still today. So maybe you even had them and you didn't even know. Then I added my garlic and my spices, which probably should have done first. Anyway, I kept working these little devils until my arms couldn't handle it, and I ended up with a very coarse result, as you can see here. But then I remembered that I still needed to use my food processor to finish the sauce for the meat. So I put the molcajete aside, added what I had to my food processor, and this is how it looked after being in the food processor. If you were not to use it all, put it in a jar and set it aside. I used only half and I regretted it, so use all of it. Then I added half a cup of sour orange juice and half a cup of vinegar. Then 2 extra garlic cloves, salt and pepper. Remember to salt your meat well because being inside the leaves is gonna consume much of the flavor. So add half a teaspoon of cumin and 1 teaspoon of oregano and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then mix it all and you're ready to go. Normally, Cochinita Pibil is made with pork leg or pork shoulder or a mixture of both. I'm gonna use loin because it's way easier to manage it comes in smaller packs, and I just like it better. But feel free to use whatever pork part that you prefer. So to prep our meat, we're just gonna cube it in around 2-inch squares or maybe bigger. I wasn't very precise on the sizes, but you do want to cut it so the marinade penetrates better and also gets more tender once it's cooked. So I'm gonna set it aside to get it ready to be marinated and let it rest overnight. So this is my meat soaking in the juices, and I'm going to cover it with the banana leaves. I didn't use many at this point, but I'm gonna double down later. I'm sorry I forgot to film from beginning to end on the wrapping process, but I'm also gonna show you next. Amigues, I was checking my video yesterday and I didn't film the process of wrapping. So I'm gonna do it again so you can see, but also I'm gonna double down on the leaves because I don't think this is gonna be enough, and I'm gonna wrap with foil as well. So I'm using almost a whole pack of leaves. Honestly, you have to double down because since they are have been frozen, they are fragile and they tend to tear up. So here we go. I have like a setup already, like a base, and then I'm gonna double down the same way I did yesterday, and I'm gonna show you. So here are my leaves. They're quite bendy. I just ran them through the tap water and dry them well. Okay, so I have these longy ones. I'm gonna put on the sides. Then I have wider ones that I'm going to put. Let me see. Maybe I can make it work this way. Yes. Just for extra protection or extra. Okay. So now I'm not too worried because I also decided to use the foil, but let's carefully, trying not to make so much of a mess, transfer. Yes, that wasn't that bad. Okay. And now what you want to do is wrap them like a child. There we go. And there we go. As I said, I'm gonna use foil as well. So I'm gonna retransfer and transfer again. Let's see if I can do this. Nope. Okay. Whoop. Yes. Okay. And use the remaining of my foil. I hope this is not too hard on your ears. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna cover it with foil and we're gonna move to the smoker. See you outside. Amigas, welcome to the outside. All right, so I have my smoker going. I started cleaning it. Was like a quest of becoming one spider. There was so many spiders hidden in every nook and cranny, but I have that taken care of. No spider was harmed. According to my chart, this should be at 120 Fahrenheit for my loin to be cooked. So I have it set. I have my wood on, which is a mixture of apple, hickory, and oak. I have the water going. So let's wait for this to get ready so I can put my meat on and get back inside because it's hot and humid, and I feel like Hermione Granger in that scene with the Snatchers. If you're gonna do this outside, don't wear any perfume. The mosquitoes are gonna come and get you. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, I'm gonna put my meat in. I have my meat on. I set the thermometer inside, and I didn't wait for the 120. I'm at 114 Fahrenheit right now, but the temperature is gonna keep increasing to 120. And according to the weight of my meat, I'm gonna be back in 5 hours. So wish me luck, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys, I'm back inside where I belong. We have 5 hours, but it's perfect time to make our salsa Xnipec. Xnipec is a salsa from the Yucatan area. It's a perfect pairing for cochinita because it brings out some heat and some sourness. So it's very simple. I've seen some more complex iterations of the salsa online, but this is the way I like to do it, simple. Now, normally what I would do is I would grill my habaneros and then sweat them and peel them. But honestly, it's so hot that I'm not willing to open my windows, and also I'm not willing to die choking from the smoke. But we can do it this way. It makes it even simpler, and you can do that at home too. So I have half a red onion cut. I just follow the natural grains of my onion and just make sure to separate each piece really well. And I have here for the half an onion, I am using 3 habaneros. You could do more or less depending on you. I deseeded it because I want people, to enjoy it and not just be super spiced up by it. I also am leaving my pieces a little bit bigger, so if somebody doesn't want to eat them, it's easier to fish out, but you can make them smaller. So I'm just gonna mix everything in a little bowl for now. To these stew, I'm gonna add half a cup of white vinegar and half a cup of my sour orange. Again, if you don't have the sour orange, you can substitute it for regular orange plus lime juice or grapefruit. So let's add another half a cup of these. All right. Salt and pepper. What? Screw that. All right. Come on. Jeez. Let me give it a little stir. In it go. Just make sure everything is inside. And this is gonna make an easy, simple pickle that, trust me, is gonna go perfect with your cochinita. Put it in the fridge, and those 5 hours will be great, but if you can do it overnight, go ahead and do it. I have my tortilla, my cochinita, my Xnipec salsa. Let's dig in. So I did end up leaving it for 6 hours because I made a mistake. My chart was in Celsius, not in Fahrenheit. Fortunately, I fixed that mistake by changing the temperature. soon after I started it. So I let it for 6 hours in total, and it was quite nice. So I would say that if you want to do it, I would definitely go for shoulder because it would end up more on the tender side. So let's add some Xnipec. Xnipec actually means dog snout in Mayan, which at the end of this bite, you're gonna see why. Let's check it out. So it's called Xnipec, knee, nose, peck dog, because it's supposed to be spicy that you end up, like a dog. But in this case, I think I could have handled a little bit more habanero. And as I said, if you grill your habaneros, it's gonna be even better. So, amigas, make it. Make enough so you can share it with your friends, just like this video, like, subscribe, and be notified. And for more, follow me on the socials. Adios, amigues.